What is up, guys? Martin here. We are here to talk about photography, more specifically, how to make money with your camera. So every Thursday, 12 o'clock, I go live and I basically share all the golden BBs that you have to put together to make your photography business work. And every single time we tackle different area, anything from camera usage to editing to lead generation, meaning where to find your clients, social media stuff, what to do with your content, business aspects, you name it, it's here. So today, can I share the topic for today? I guess your topic for today. You probably read the event description. Today we're talking about Pixieset. What is Pixieset? There's a bunch of tools. This is just the one I happen to use, but there's a bunch of tools that allow you to share your work with your clients, and not only clients, but your future clients, your prospects. It's just a way to get the word out, right? Not only to deliver stuff to your clients, but also as they share, they kind of propagate the word, and that's how people find out that about you, that you exist, and about your photography and your offer, and that's how you make money. So today I will actually typically what I do is I give you guys like a quick not a quick, but like I usually go side by side with a slideshow, and then I kind of give you stories for context. And this time, what I would like to do is actually go through the slideshow pretty quickly, and then focus only on the tool alone, on the application. This way, because it's more like a tactical video, so you guys can kind of learn and understand what's happening in the gallery, like how you have to set things up. And then as we go along, you'll understand like what do you do with images, how do you like set the settings, and you'll find out everything in a second. I will actually switch over to our slide deck quickly and just run you guys through a couple slides. So let's go back to the beginning. I was just kind of looking, making sure that I have everything covered for you guys. And I'm sure I missed something. I probably missed a setting. But this is exactly why, as you guys are watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, if you're on YouTube and you would like to leave a comment, please leave it underneath the video. This way I can answer your direct questions. If there's something you're stuck on, not sure, you would get a second set of eyeballs or my opinion. I'll be more than happy to respond. But also there's an opportunity, and I just wanted to flag this, if for those of you that you don't know and you are on YouTube, you can actually go to this link here, which is, you can scan it with your phone if you're watching on TV, but you can also hit this link, easyproimage.com. Actually, wrong, this one, easyproimage.com /group. This will take you into the my Facebook group. We have folks there that are at the same sort of level. They're starting, they're learning, or they're scaling their photography business. And I encourage you join us there, because right now, as I'm doing this live, I actually have the chat open, and anytime somebody wants to, not a chat, it's when you're watching the live on Facebook, you can leave your comment, they pop on my screen, and this way I can tackle your questions as we go. So so if we're discussing something and you're curious, you're stuck, not sure, you can always leave me a comment, and let's talk about it. So I don't want you guys to get stuck. There's a lot of photographers that are trying to make it work, and a lot of broke photographers. I don't want you to be one of them. I've done this for 17 years successfully, and when I'm sharing, I just want to make sure that you guys can take advantage of it. You can immediately take it and implement it in your business, and just kind of move forward, right? So so this is it as far as like where you can find me. But let's go back to the slideshow and start at the very beginning. So introduction to Pixieset, mastering Pixieset, your complete guide for client success. Pixieset, the all-in-one platform that will transfer how you share, deliver, and sell your photography to clients. Even though I included the word sell here, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about the store component of Pixieset. And it's because it's like it really requires more time and effort to go through it, so you guys understand what's going on. So that's going to be segmented for another session. We're only here for like 30 minutes, sometimes a little longer. So the time is limited. The time is of essence. I just want to go through and first show you how I'm sharing the images, the gallery, setting up a mobile app. I think that's where you need to be first before you start considering like selling and dealing with sales taxes and all this stuff. So slide number 2, creating your first client gallery. Before I talk about it, is there a difference? The selection of the tool, you're gonna find camps of people that are supporting different platforms. And if you guys are interested, you can leave me, like I said, a comment question and I'll tackle it later. But like in terms of the different names, the different platforms, there's so many of them, and it's not really, I don't have a specific reason. I always when I talk to my clients in meetings, I always say, it's not that complicated. There's no science behind it. Like, do you like the experience with me when you talk to me? Do you like the price? Do you like the images? That's it, right? Because this is probably the first time, well, depending, maybe on a corporate client, for a corporate client, it's different. But if you're like doing wedding or something, it's probably the first time they're talking to professional photographer to shoot their event, right? Same thing with when I'm selecting my tools. I just want to make sure they work. Like I don't, it's almost like choosing a camera. All cameras are good. There's some differences, slight differences between the camera when you're going from Nikon to Sony to Canon. But like generally you can take, doesn't matter what you're going to take, you can still, bring in 4, 5, 6K on a weekend using either one of those tools. So same thing with this sharing component. I'm not really picky. I've used Pixieset for a long time. I know there are other tools. Totally, whatever you guys feel comfortable with. But if you're starting and you have not selected a tool, or maybe you have a tool that's not really working, I'm not affiliated with them. So it's just what I use, and it's just what's been working. And I don't really just like it for the gallery portion of it. There's also other components that I'm also going to discuss in other sessions, where you guys are able to curate your website. You can take care of your invoices. The mobile app is there, the online gallery is there, so it's a pretty convenient way of handling that work. But going back to creating your first client gallery, so how about we do this? Because if we're gonna swap back and forth, it's not gonna only confuse you, but it'll probably confuse me as well. So what I'm gonna do is let's lay out the expectations for like this episode, and this way I can run through the slides, and then I'm going to switch over to the actual application and show you kind of real action in terms of like what I do. I have a couple images selected. Hope I can find them here in this mess on my desktop, but I have a couple images I'm going to actually upload and go through the exercise and just kind of show you what we have covered here. So the creating a client gallery, what we're going to do there is basically we're going to get started with Pixieset, and it is, as the slide says, straightforward. We're going to log into the account. We will land on the dashboard. This is given that your account, you have an account with Pixieset, and there's different levels. I think because we have so many events there, I think I pay $30 a month or something. It's nothing crazy. But they have entry level also, and I don't know, it's maybe like $9.99 or something. But you're going to log into your Pixieset dashboard. We're going to create a gallery. We will enter the client name. We're going to choose the style for the gallery, and select storage plan based on expected file size. When you're just starting, go with the lowest plan. When you have other events, I mean, it'll eventually grow. There's also other options like video settings, and for those of you that do video, with your photography. So this is what we're going to do first. This is going to be our step number 1. Step number 2, we're going to talk about organizing with strategic categories. So I do use categories in Pixieset for inside my album, inside my gallery. I have it segmented for the preparation, like for the wedding. It's preparation, ceremony, it's formals, and reception. So I have 4 like main categories, and then I also add like a highlight folder, and those are usually images that I like share with the client almost like the day after the event or shortly after. I would like to make sure that my time to value is like really quick. So you guys will see that, and that's really the first thing. Like, create structure first. I mentioned the names of the folders, and then I create the highlight collection, 15, 20, sometimes more, 30, 40 images for quick client browsing. And you already, as you're creating the folders and sending out the invite with the link, you're already are slowly indoctrinating them so that they know that, like, next time when they get an email from you, they should be clicking on the link. It's you have to, we're all habitual, and you have to make sure that it actually comes very helpful later, because your clients learn that whenever there's an email, they usually click because there's always something good. There's always a reward on the other side. So I start that process early, and they click and they go into like their highlight, just few images that you would normally share on Facebook. It's also good because they learn how to like download stuff, and if they have any questions, because when you deliver stuff in the end, you don't want the client to be bugging you for the next 2 months with just very simple questions like, how do I download my image, how do I edit to favorites? So when you start it really early, it helps them sort of learn as you're editing the photos. And then categories create natural storytelling flow and make image selection easier for the client, because sometimes clients go in looking at the images for different reasons. Sometimes they just want to look at the ceremony. Sometimes they want to look at the reception. Sometimes they go in because they want to pull some formal images. So that's just what I have in mind when I do it, and it keeps this. It has this nice flow because they can switch between categories and they have different groupings of the images. You're gonna see that later. And then next is the selecting the perfect hero image. This is really when we are selecting the main image. So when they get the email, when they're viewing things on a phone, that one main image is always sort of prominent. So I'm gonna show you guys where to set it up. And then it's just something that, like, when I see it for the first time, like, you don't want to have a picture of a shoe as a hero image. It's usually something that conveys emotion and something the client will land on, and it needs to create the right impression, right? So it has to be something that like stands out, right? And it has to be also good for desktop and mobile, something just to keep in mind. So it has to work across devices. And something that represents your style. So if it's an image that's like, maybe you've applied more of you're editing more of your style into that image. In my case, that veil shot is sort of like a signature shot, so I always try to pick it, but I also select from other images as well. Next thing we're going to talk about is photo uploading and organization. This is more of like what do I want to call it? Part of my workflow almost. When you're uploading images, people do it different ways. They put images in batches on their computer, and then they upload to different folders. I wanted to simplify things for you. On the left there, you're going to see that I have the highlights, the prep, ceremony, formals, reception, sometimes same day edit, depending on what it is, and how I sort of go through this process. So like, I actually batch upload everything. I don't want to deal with anything on my computer. And then inside the gallery, I sort the images and put them in the right categories and arrange the photos to, again, tell this coherent visual story. And then I just review it, make sure everything is okay before sending it to a client. So I will show you that. And then we're just going to go through a couple general settings. There's things that you just set from event to event. It could be the collection URL, which you see in this case on the screen. It's highlighted right there. So It's the URL. It could be the password for the client. There could be some settings, privacy protection. So set gallery password expiration date. That's one thing, so that the gallery goes away after 3 months. If the client decides that they want to keep it longer, automatically, you can apply some sort of like a monthly charge for them to be able to access both the gallery and the mobile application. So that's a great way to cover the cost for you guys, so that it comes out to, for the software to be free. You don't have to pay for it. So it's the second thing there is client details. Obviously, client name, date, maybe location, depending on what you decide. Just to kind of personalize the experience. So when they land, they see their names and they see the date. People connect to those things emotionally. And then download permissions. So you basically configure which images client can download at what resolution. Some photographers like to control it. Some photographers don't, depending on what we do, which part of the album. We usually allow them to go with a higher resolution, not necessarily maybe full resolution, but something higher so the client can actually print like larger prints. But depends on what your strategy is. If you're selling a lot of product, then you probably want to limit your client to just print something smaller. Maybe they can print like a 4:6 image, but you want to control the high resolutions because this will force them to come back to you. Again, it's not a right or wrong way to do it. It's more of a business strategy, right? Like if you're selling product, you want client to come back to you, and you need to assist them with selecting the right products. And at that point, you provide higher resolution images. Same thing with maybe you're sharing the gallery, but the client shares the gallery with their family and guests. If you want to capitalize on the opportunity and charge money for the images, then obviously you don't want them, to be able to copy images. You can apply watermarks to your images. There's different controls that would allow you to do that. So we're gonna go through that as well. And then the art of requesting testimonials. I just wanted to point out this is super important, because whenever we're asking for testimonials, whether it's like Google reviews or maybe comments, or maybe like leaving a post on your Facebook page, business page, whether it's a video testimonial, that's always a winner. This is the perfect timing. Whenever you're delivering photos, this is where you want to hit your client with a question about reviews. You don't want to deliver your photos, wait 4 months, and then ask, because that emotional, they're sort of at the delivery, they're peaking emotionally. Everybody's excited. Everybody's super happy. They're kind of revisiting mentally the images, right, from the event. And when you then ask them to give you a review, it'll be so much better than if you wait longer and then everybody's busy and you ask them on a bad day and they give you sort of a half-ass review. You want to avoid that. So you want to make sure that when you deliver, you're also asking for testimonials. So we have a process around that with like emails and text messages. Again, that's topic for another discussion. But if you guys are interested, again, for those of you that did not catch the client journey, that's kind of where I talk about like what stages the client goes through and how we communicate with them. It's worth checking that out in the again in the Facebook group, and that's going to be the link just in case you joined us later. So easyproimage.com/group. You can go there under guides, or in the feed. You'll be able to see all the live sessions that I'm doing, and find the one that talks about client journey, and that one will explain all the communication sequence that I leverage in my business. Back to the slideshow. So the video testimonials, written alternatives, I've covered that already. So let's switch over to this slide. And then there's some, there's gallery sharing strategies. There's some email templates I wanted to flash in front of you guys just so you can see like when we're sending stuff out. There's also like pre-written email, so you don't have to worry about like writing the same email. And the email is written to prompt you for like to make sure that everything is delivered. So if there's like a highlight video or something, there's already a space holder for that. You just paste your link and you ship it away. Security details clearly communicate password protection and expiration dates. So that's all in the email. Slideshow option, like I said, you can include the link. mobile instructions if you're sending them the mobile app. It's a separate notification actually, but it's something I wanted to flag to you guys. And as far as the mobile app, there's like a separate interface which will go through. Hopefully, I'm hoping we're gonna have enough time, but I know it's gonna be beneficial because clients, you know, there's actually like an application version of, and it's for primarily for iPhone. Clients can access photos anywhere, anytime. You want to make sure that they're equipped with, you know, that they have your marketing material in hand. So when the clients are sharing their photos, automatically the question comes up, who did the photos? And that's how people land in your world. But it's easier just, you know, to share with friends and family, obviously, because it's on your phone all the time. And then push notifications when you add new images. So that's kind of a cool feature. If I know some photographers like to control it because they upload some images, then they wait a little bit, then they push more, and like it just reminds the client that you exist, which is a nice way of marketing. And then improve engagement with your work. Like I said, yeah, they look at the more they look at your work, the more you sort of stand out in their mind. And there's also pre-written email templates, so we'll cover those. And this was the last slide. So right now I want to switch gears and I want to actually take you over, guys, to the application. Let's see if I have a nice window here. Hopefully I'm not in the way there, but I want to take you through. This is the main page. This is where you land when you go to pixieset.com. I'm already logged in. I mentioned pricing. You can check out pricing right here, but the open dashboard, and I'm immediately going to my client gallery. And what we will do here, I have a number of galleries here from either weddings or corporate gigs or portrait sessions. So so this is what it would eventually look like for you guys. But here I will just go and create a new collection. So collection name, typically I just include you know, client's name, like example Jesse and Ryan. Right now I will just say FB YT Facebook YouTube demo, so I can get rid of it later. And event date, let's put it as today's date. Create collection. And now I'm inside the collection. And the first thing, super easy, right? Very intuitive. It's kind of why I like this tool too. Direct photos and videos here to upload. So I can either browse my files or I can drag and drop both videos and photos. There's different features depending on your account privileges and stuff. But I will actually go ahead and browse files. Let's click. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we have access to files, and I have a temp folder here with, I think, I don't know, 40 images, maybe, yeah, 40 images. So this is from one of the events that we did, and I will just say open. I'm on a pretty high connection here, so it should upload relatively quickly. Upload completed, 39 items. As you guys can see, it's already like processing and giving me a preview of the gallery. And just so I don't forget, I will be kind of monitoring. Give me 1 second. I want to monitor the slides at the same time, so we can make sure that we're covering everything. So first thing was create the gallery, enter client name, choose gallery template. Okay, good. So we're in the right spot. I've uploaded all the images. Right now I'm just using 40. Obviously it would be, you know, 600 images or something from an event. But the next thing I would do is, as you guys can see, what I typically do here is first I change the cover. This is the hero image, right? So so this is something that the client will land on. If I hit on preview, you guys will see this is what their gallery would look like. Obviously it would have their names and dates. But this is really what they land on, and you can see immediately after just uploading. If you're using a link, you can go here and look at the photos. The issue with that is you only have, there's really no categories, no subfolders. But this is what it is, and when you click on View Gallery, it's just scrolling down, and all images now, you know, if I've uploaded 1,000 images, all of them would be here, which is kind of a mess. It's a long run-on page, and so you want to fix this, and I will close this for right now. And right here, I will go ahead and add sets. So like I said with the wedding, I would go here and select and create a folder called prep. This is, prepping before the wedding. No description, save, and then I would add another one called ceremony, and again, I would save. And then another one called formals. This is when we take all the formal pictures of the family after the ceremony. And then, do I always keep the same folders? 90% of the time, probably. If it's corporate client or a different shoot, depending on the nature of the shoot, folder names are different, obviously. And then after formals, I would say party time, which is reception, and save. And I think that's enough for right now. So now I have categories. And when I go back to highlights, let's take care of one thing. So I want to make sure that like the highlights, we can leave everything there for now. You guys get the concept. But let's say I wanted to move some photos around. So I can basically go in here and say, those two, these are obviously, this would be the category of images when people are getting ready before the ceremony. And you can click here and there's an option here. You guys can see it at the bottom right there. You click on that arrow, move or copy. And what I will do is if you're in the highlight, if you're in the one folder where you've uploaded all the images, you don't want to be moving stuff. I'm sorry, you don't want to be copying stuff. You want to be moving stuff. So I will move it to prep folder and say move. And I will do the same thing with ceremony. So in this case, I will go and do I have more ceremony? Because I want to be moving them all at once. So I think with command, I'm on Mac. Yes, with command, you can press command and let's select all the ceremony images. So this is all pre, this is ceremony, this is formals, and I think that's it for ceremony. So again, arrow, move, and this is going to ceremony. And now let's select their formals. Again, I'm not using a lot of images, so bear with me, but formals, I will select all the formal images. This was part of prep. This is part of prep. I'm going down to, this is ceremony, formals, all formal pictures. This was originally from their highlight. That's why so many formal images. And formals, and then move, and let's move those images to formals, move. And now we have less images, and you can see the folders on the left here. You can see the count, the amount of images you have in those folders. So right now I'm just going to select prep images and put them where they belong. This is all part of prep. This is part of prep. This is kind of ceremony, pre. Your choice. I will move those to prep. And this image will go to ceremony, move to ceremony. And this last image will go to reception. So move, and this one is going to party time, reception, move. All right, so in the highlights, there's really nothing. If you guys have some images you want to leave there, but for right now, I'm just going to delete the set because I don't want the category on my website to show no images. So now in prep, you have these images, 14. Ceremony, we only have 4. Formals, we have quite a lot, 20 images. And party time, we only have 1. So this is just an example, obviously, but you guys get the point. And what I can do from here is I can click preview at the top, preview, it will open the window, and now I still have the same hero image with the guys. And if I scroll down, now you guys will notice it has the prep, the ceremony, formals, and party time, which we didn't have before. And the nice thing is it's defaulting to the first folder. So this is prep, and now it's much nicer, right? So if you click on view more, it will now switch to ceremony. So now ceremony is highlighted, and this is just ceremony images. Super cool. And then formals, obviously formals. This is the whatever we had, 20 images. So it doesn't matter if you click on the category or the view more here underneath, you'll still end up in the next section, party time. This is, you know, again, the reception photos. And if you click view more, it goes back to prep. So it just sort of round robin goes back, right? Goes in circles. And this is what it is. So things are getting better. We have categories, we have images uploaded, we have them organized. And now what you have to do is change the cover. The thing here is that cover photo is select from collection. So I can go back here and select from collection. And if I look at one of their old photos, let's see, is there a photo of two of them that I would like to use? Maybe, how about this one? I'll select and see how this works for us. So this is what it is, and this is a nice preview right above my head here. You can see this is what it would look like. And focal point, when you're viewing it on the phone, sometimes it may, let me just close that window. This is a desktop preview. If I switch over to a mobile preview, this is what it would look like. You guys see the problem. We can only see the groom. So we fixed this with a focal point. This is the area here. And I click on the focal point, and I basically just want to click somewhere where the bride is visible. And as I'm doing this, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but in the background over there, I can already see that she is visible. But like, this is the part of the image. And you just have to play around long enough to like figure out, okay, this is what I like the best. I will try. Okay, looks good. So now it looks good for desktop and mobile, and this is what they would get. And the way you control your presentation is here. I can do this presentation for mobile. I can switch over and like say left. So this is where you control the cover. Let's see if it changes. If it's gonna clock too long, let me see if I can go back. Actually, for desktop, this is the presentation. Let me do it again. And then I'm gonna click on novel, for example. Let's see if it switches in desktop quicker. It's just a different presentation. So it's to your preferences. Depending on what you like, go select the one you like. And that's where you're gonna end up with. You can click through them and just basically see like different presentations, different styles. Whatever rocks your boat. Maybe you wanna do like an outline thing, you know, click here, and this is really it. So that's how you control the hero image. For the cover, we're okay. Typography, you can change styles. For the colors, you can update your colors to match your brand if that's what you like. For the grid, you have controls over almost anything in a gallery. So this is those settings. You can see the little brush here. This is where we control those settings. If you go back and click on a little photo, this is where you go back to your gallery. So the brush, again, those settings, and then you have other settings I mentioned in the slides. We're going to talk about these a little bit. Very simple collection URL. This is where you would put, you know, client name. So it's basically at the top here you can see galleries Pixieset and then slash and client's name, just so it's easier to remember. They will usually be clicking on your link, so not a big deal. And then what else? Default watermark, you can apply a watermark. That's where you would do it. Email registration for people to register when they want to watch your photos. It's important because it helps to, you know, build your email list for later and kind of propagate, get the word out to other people other than your clients. Slideshow, it's just options of like, are you going to allow them to select their favorite photos? Are you going to select, you know, allow them to do a slideshow? Will you give them a gallery assist? This is actually a nice feature because as you go into the gallery, I'm not sure if in preview we're going to see that. Yes, so this is really nice because sometimes clients call me and say, how do I download? How do I make it? How do I make it my favorite? How do I add to cart? If you have that option enabled, when they go in, it actually takes them through a little like tutorial and then explains what each of those options are. And then it allows them to like go to the gallery. And now you see the image has been updated and it has all the categories and everything else. So we're pretty much ready to go here. Those are the general settings, privacy settings, collection password. This is where, you know, you would just type something in for the password. This is what comes in later. You'll see show on homepage. This is when you land on your dashboard. Sometimes you don't want to have it on your homepage. So, so it's up to you guys. If you have, let's say you do most of your work is weddings, but you have a corporate client and you don't want to mix that one gallery in there because you're going to have like almost like your website to your gallery. When clients land there, they have this experience of like, oh, there's my wedding and there's other weddings. But if you have a corporate client or another gig, maybe you're doing photography of product for somebody, local business or something, maybe you want to exclude it from your page so you only have weddings. It's up to you. It's just a preference. I'm not going to go through all the options here. But the next thing that's very important is the download. This is where I talked about like controlling the resolution of images. You can disable download at all. Like you can just send it out and say, here are your photos. They can download, right? I mean, there's ways that they can capture the screenshots and whatever, but that's why you have watermarks for. But they will not be able to pull high resolution photos. Clients are usually, they want to work with you. And so it never was sort of my concern. High resolution photos, you can say either send them the original resolution or you can limit it. You can disable it. You can just have maybe a smaller resolution, 1024. Maybe you want to go lower. Maybe you want to go higher. So so select the option that makes you happy. Video download, if you have videos, you can either enable or disable. And then download pin, this is what they have to use when they download images. So I leave always this on. Favorite, yes, I want them to be able to play with the gallery and just add them to the favorite section. And store, this one is off. And like I said, we will enable it one time and I can step you guys through, but that's a material for a different session. So that's really what it is. And then here you can, once the client is accessing your gallery, you can actually see behind the scenes, you know, who has been downloading, how many photos, what has been downloaded by whom, favorite activity, order activity, email registration. So when people come in and like view, you can come here and grab those emails and then use them for your marketing campaigns, let's say. Quick share links. If you want to share a link with, you know, with somebody, you can generate it here. And then once we're done, again, I'm going to click on a preview. You guys saw this, like this is the gallery. And when we're now ready to deploy our work to the client, you would come here and hit on publish. And the nice thing, ready to publish, let me just go through it. Once a collection is published, you'll be able to view it online and share it with your clients. You can edit this collection at any time by returning to your dashboard. So if I click publish right now, does my client know that it's been published? No. So my client at this point doesn't know. It exists, it's published. If I would go to, let's take a look, my dashboard in Pixieset and my galleries, that new gallery should now be there, which it's right here. And the galleries right now is live. It's just the client doesn't know about it. So part of the process here when you're hitting publish is to communicate with your client. So I will not be using any emails here. I will basically put an email, and instead of writing your email here, I already have predefined. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. Can I move it up a little bit? I can. Okay, and here a couple things, actually 3 things. Number 1 is for my email template. I already have something, you know, if it's just a wedding, let's say wedding, I already have it pre-written. Feel free to grab it. I don't really care. But that's all pre-written already, ready to go for you guys. And here you can basically spell out like what client needs to do, so you don't have to rewrite it every single time. So that's a nice thing. And then collection password, it will include at the bottom of the email gallery password. So like you don't have to share that with a client. Client will automatically know. And then download pin, same thing. If you check those two, they will get the pin, they will get the password. I always include that. And then once this is done, I have a section here to include also their slideshow, like a highlight. So as you guys can see, there's like a placeholder, right? So I make sure that I paste it in there before I send it out. So everything is in one place. And then I send it out. There's an option of when you send it out, you can include yourself. It's a setting, and you'll get the copy of the email just to make sure that they actually receive the email. You can confirm on your phone or your device, and that really is that is it. Once you deploy it, you send it out. Then the last thing I showed you guys was that you have to do the follow-up, right, and make sure you get your testimonials. So our gallery at this point is pretty much all set. I'm gonna just quickly scan. Let's look once again at this slideshow, and we've covered this. We've created everything. Collection, highlight. We did this. We did the hero image. We've created everything. We've uploaded everything. We went through gallery settings and privacy and download permissions and branding. So we did that. I mentioned again the art of requesting testimonials, and then email templates. We've covered those. I talked about the slideshow options and just some settings you guys were enabling. And the last thing is mobile gallery, which is a separate animal here in Pixieset. So let me switch over back to this screen. And for right now, I will just unsave changes, continue. I would like to get out of it. And in order to create a mobile gallery, I'm just going to do it super quick. Try to follow, as I said. If you want to review this video in the Facebook group, you can always scan. You can always scan this QR code. Is this working? Not working? Oh, it's not allowing me to do it because I would have to switch to here and then show you guys this. You can scan the QR code and get into the group because under guides, you're going to have a copy of this video. But for right now, we're going to go back to, not the website, but the tool. And I will show you guys quickly. You have to get out of your gallery and go to mobile gallery app. So it's a separate section. And here, I will actually just show you an existing one, just so we don't have to replicate everything. But I will click on the gallery. Same idea. All you're doing here is uploading photos. There's not a lot that you can manipulate. You can select the design for your gallery. So in this case, you guys see this. Very similar. You just choose from the themes here on the left. And there's some app settings. So application name, when they download it and set it on their folder, on their one of their screens, you can control that. And then call to action. So yeah, at the end in the application, you can basically set a link, and that's how they get to your website. So, and then preview, enter preview mode. You can actually preview your gallery. You can scroll within this window. It's like, okay. And if you like what you're seeing, you can close the preview and you can go through the, I've actually closed the window, but you can actually go through the, publish process. Same thing. You click on publish, you have your templates, you send it out, and that's how clients get the notification. Actually, yeah. So I'm not going to go through it because this is a live application. It's actually unpublished. It looks like it expired for a client at some point. So I will not republish, but you guys get the point. That's what you would do here. So now with the application, I think we're pretty much all set. A couple things I wanted to highlight. So again, every Thursday next week, I don't have a topic yet. That's not uncommon. But again, I wanted to encourage you guys, if you're in the Facebook group, leave me a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, that would be phenomenal, because this is the only way for me when I get the comments. This is the only feedback I get to, like, hey, what are we doing next? Where are you stuck? I want to make sure you're moving, and this is one way of doing it. Also, if you can consider, if you enjoy the content, if you got something valuable out of it, if you can give me a like or subscribe, that would be phenomenal. For right now, I think we're done. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday, enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you next week. See ya.